What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Hope y'all are having an awesome morning so far. NFL Draft Round 1 in the books. Went exactly as we thought it would, right? Congrats to Jamar Chase, 5th overall pick. He and Joe Burrow are reunited in Cincinnati. So that is really cool. But they are obviously going to be banking on Jonah Williams stepping up his game at left tackle and signing Riley Reif from Minnesota to be their right tackle to try to fortify that offensive line to protect Joe Burrow. But they got their guy in Jamar Chase. So got to talk about the Saints, obviously. The Saints taking Peyton Turner, it was stunning. I mean, nobody had it. Nobody that I saw had Peyton Turner mocked in a first round anywhere. He looks a lot like Marcus Davenport, doesn't he? He's a big, physically good-looking athlete, man. Didn't have a ton of production at Houston. Did have a foot injury as a sophomore. For what it's worth, Mike Detillier had Turner graded out as his ninth best defensive end in the draft. Had him as a second or third round pick. Definitely a day two guy. So I put it to you this way: if you're the Saints and you're picking at 28, and you don't have, let's say they only had 24 first round grades on players. You're taking someone who doesn't have a first round grade anyway, so why don't you trade back? Well, there's got to be two teams willing to do a deal. And if your phone doesn't ring to do a deal to move back, you can't move back. So, you have to have something that someone else wants. And at that point, nobody apparently wanted to come up and get it. So, now Adam Schefter did yesterday, and some of you pointed this out on Twitter. Adam Schefter did earlier on Thursday point out that Turner had been getting first round buzz. So that at least was out there. Now, I didn't see it or pay attention to it because I wasn't thinking that was the direction the Saints were going to go. But obviously the Saints weren't able to get into the top 10 to get one of the best corners in the draft. And it was such a bummer that Greg Newsome went 2 picks before the Saints. Cleveland snagged Newsome 2 picks before the Saints selected. So otherwise, I think that obviously would have been the pick. But, I said I wanted defense. Now, if you'd asked me my preference as far as position, I would have gone cornerback, linebacker, defensive tackle, defensive end. And they went defensive end and reached for it. So I'm not doing backflips over the pick. It comes obviously on the day that they gave Marcus Davenport or picked up Marcus Davenport's 5th-year option. So with that, I suppose they feel like they replaced Trey Hendrickson, but you sure were hoping that Davenport would be the guy that would replace Trey Hendrickson, or can be. So, all right, let's say some good mornings here. David Singley, good morning. Hey, Lynn Rush Frisbee, good morning. Jeff McKithen, Pat Huseman, Chris Williams, Taylor Termini. Who do you think was the most surprising pick of the first round? I would say that it was Peyton Turner. I think every other player that was taken, we expected to be a first-round pick, right? Maybe like Eric Stokes, who went to Green Bay, a pick after the Saints, 29. him with um, all the talk about Aaron Rodgers, and they still go defense. I mean, um, that was probably surprising too. Jordan Richardson, been waiting to see a reaction all night. Well, Jordan, I tweeted, I'm not overwhelmed, I'm not underwhelmed, I'm just whelmed. That was a 10 Things I Hate About You reference. But yeah, man, I can't say that I was, you know, thrilled about the pick. Um, it does feel, it does feel like they reached. I understand the idea that, hey, this Saints front office deserves the benefit of the doubt because they have drafted well of late. But realistically, when you look, and we're going to look at this today, realistically, when you look at it, um, they nailed the 2017 draft, but 2018 had a lot of misses. Um, 2019 was okay, and last year was a disaster. So uh, I don't know that. How long do you get? It's like a coach that wins a championship, right? You win a championship, and then your program starts to regress. Like, how long do you get the credit for the championship? Um, Before you kind of have to start being held accountable. I kind of feel like that with the Saints front office right now with the draft. But let's see. They had a bunch more picks and 2 more days of the draft. I mean, we always focus so much on round one. I don't know everybody says it, but it is true. I mean, we focus so much on round one, but realistically, your roster is built on days 2 and 3. So let's see what they're able to do today. Pat Hughes been 3 years in a row. LSU's in the top 5. Yep, congrats to Jamar. A little bummed that Terrace Marshall didn't get picked, especially since so many people seem to have Terrace Marshall mocked to Baltimore at 27 when they didn't take him there, but they also had the 31st pick. I thought they might come back and take him. They did go receiver, but they did not go with Terrace. So I was a little bummed there for Terrace Marshall. Matt Lusto does make it easier to put Cam Jordan on the trade block for A-Rod. I don't think that's the Matt. I don't think that's the player you're going to trade. If you're Green Bay, I don't think you want a pass rusher in his 30s. If you're Green Bay and you're looking to do a deal with New Orleans, you're going to look for Ryan Ramczyk, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Marcus Williams. You're looking for a young Eric McCoy. You're looking for a young stud starter, not a guy in his 30s. Lowell Cormier, good morning. Hope you're doing well, Lowell. Matt, thoughts on the hot mess in Green Bay? I mean, we knew Aaron Rodgers wasn't happy. A little surprised, although I shouldn't be, that the news broke the day of the draft. I mean, it's a splash report. They happen while everybody's paying attention. Um, but Green Bay continues to say they're not trading him. So, I mean, they drafted Jordan Love a year ago. You got what you think is your future franchise. Um, if someone offers you the right deal, I would say you take it. But they've got Aaron Rodgers under contract through 2024. So they don't have to trade him. They don't. I mean, he could just retire, but I don't think he wants to do that. So, I mean, if it gets to that point where, it's that ugly that he holds out and doesn't go play for great, just doesn't play anymore, then maybe they trade him. But it's hard to see it getting to that point. Boer, what's up? Kelly Gross, good morning. Kelly Presley, good morning. Lauren Fortera, good morning, my friend. How are you? Let's see. Lauren Fortera, by the way. the most wonderful wedding coordinator ever in the history of the world. When Eric and I got married. Oh, look, by the way. Look, Lauren, what's on my desk? It's me and Erica. Hey, look, Erica's on Morning Scone. Y'all can see her. She's on Morning Scone. Lauren was our event coordinator, the wedding coordinator at the Camelot Club, whenever Eric and I had our reception. And she was awesome. Roy Esau, good morning. Lawrence Burley, Jesse Brown, morning, Matt. Do you think the Saints got aggressive today and move up? Get aggressive today and move up. Jesse, it's their MO. I always think that they're going to move up. If there's a cornerback that they see and that they see still on the board that they like, I'd get aggressive. We'll get them. 18 watching there on YouTube. Only 12 likes. Please hit the like if you haven't. Sean Hindenberger, what's up? Cliff Nelson, good morning. Cliff came out to Pluckers last night, and Cliff stayed for the duration. Cliff and I were hanging out at Pluckers to the very last pick. And I think we were all staring there when the Saints picked Brady Smith, I feel very whelmed about the Saints pick. Bubba Tatum, good morning. I pray for Burrow's knees. Chris Keller, good morning. Brady Smith, is this a sign the Saints are playing the long game here rather than trying to win now, or I'm reading too much into that? Yeah, Brady, I think probably reading too much into that. Let's see what they do here over the rest of the draft. I think you're at a point with the 28th pick where you may not have a first-round grade on 28 players. Maybe they had Peyton Turner graded out as a high second-round pick. And so they're sitting there at 28. They're going, well, no one wants to jump into this spot. Let's take the guy we got highest graded on our board. And maybe that was him. I mean, we could talk about the linebacker from Notre Dame. We could talk about Gregory Rousseau, who's still on the board. Ronnie Perkins from Oklahoma. I mean, there were some bigger name guys from bigger schools, obviously, who were there. Do you trust the Saints' evaluation? Breezy Bro, good morning. Trivia Carter, good morning. Andrew Repass. This is another small school Marcus Davenport disaster. So tired of drafting workout warriors who don't have the productivity to match. They could have gotten Peyton in round 2 easily. I mean, Andrew, it's easy to say you could have got him in round 2 easily. But remember, the Saints are picking at the end of round 2, so I don't know that you could necessarily definitively say that. And what's to say the Saints had a higher grade on other players that we've... That's one of the problems. It's not a problem. Just one of the... Let me say one of the main effects of being sort of married to this mock draft culture, right? We look at mock drafts, like there'll be one on Sunday, a way too early mock draft for next year. We start looking at mock drafts and we marry ourselves to the idea that certain guys should be in round 1. Like we marry ourselves to the idea that Gregory Rousseau should have gone ahead of Peyton Turner. Well, why? You know what I mean? I mean, because Yahoo Sports mock draft had him going in the first round. You know what I mean? That's really the net effect of all the mock drafts and looking at them for so long. So, excuse me. I know. I mean, could every other scout out there be wrong and the Saints be right? Maybe. Could it work the other way? Possibly. See. Otter's predictions were fire. Yeah, man, if y'all were listening to Jimmy Otter's prop bets, the only one he missed that I'm aware of, the only one was Travis Etienne being the first running back. And they missed it by a pick because Najee Harris went 24 to Pittsburgh and Etienne went a pick later. But he did have a prop for Etienne in round 1. I mean, he had J.C. Horn, first defensive player off the board. He had Justin Fields over 7.5. Baltimore first pick offense and first pick wide receiver. I mean, or not wide receiver, first pick offense. Eh. Anyway, Cliff Nelson, Leatherwood projected to be second, but it's kind of we go back to, right, Cliff? It's like, if someone loves Alex Leatherwood, I mean, but I did laugh though, man. Whenever, like all the high prospects, they get invited to the draft, and if they're not going to be there, they send a camera crew to their house or whatever. If you weren't invited and you don't have a camera crew at your house, you were probably a reach. Nobody was thinking you were going to round one. Tomas Pena, good morning. JOK had the same traits as Quan, coverage, speed, etc. Was projected top 20. Dropped to 50 to 70 was a reach waste at least. We'll see, man. Sometimes see if guys fall. Who knows if they clear medicals or if they just didn't have a good feel about culture. I mean, Saints are high on culture too, man. They want someone that's not just a great player, but matches the locker room culture too. Trivia, as I recall, Matt said any offensive player in the first round you would throw up. Seems like you're just as sick with the defensive player. No, I didn't throw up, Trivia. I didn't throw up at all. There's no vomit. Let's see, Tomas, 4 LSU players have a shot at being drafted by the Saints tonight. I don't think any will be. The Rook, it was said that he was a fast riser because the medical concerns about him were cleared up. Got it. Scott McClendon, well, I guess Jamar was too good to pass up for the Bengals. I don't know how many more picks the Bengals have left, but their picks need to be nothing but offensive line. Y'all hit the share if you haven't done so yet. Please like over there on YouTube if you've not done so yet. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Set those notifications so when we post, when we go live, you'll see us here. Got the rounds 2 and 3 of the draft tonight, and a little LSU baseball against Arkansas tonight. So maybe we'll fire up a companion show tonight. We'll see. Pat Huseman, hope the Saints can cash with the 2 third-round picks. They got a second-round pick tonight as well. Alex Nusloch, good morning, or Nusloch. Nusloch or Nusloch? Possibility we trade up in the second. Alex, with the Saints, I always think it's a possibility. If there's a corner, I think if they did it, it would be for a corner. It would be if there's a player where they feel like they could trade 2 and maybe one of their 3s or a later round pick to move up in round 2 to snag who they feel is, best cornerback left. I mean, don't be surprised also, the team who picks 33rd has a ton of leverage, right? Because every team now has from the end of last night until the draft restarts tonight to reevaluate their entire board and think about their pick, right? So Jacksonville being on the clock at 33 has been on the clock since last night, really. And, if you get a chance to sort of settle and digest the entirety of what's remaining in the draft, maybe you pull the trigger. Maybe the Saints are looking up right now going, there's a cornerback there. Maybe it's a kid from Georgia or something like that. I don't know. But maybe there's a cornerback there they love and they want to go from the end of round 2 to the first pick of round 2 and go get him. Maybe. Dale Broussard, good morning. Anthony Rodriguez, I'm smoking a brisket. Is it too early for some wild turkey decades? Never too early, man. Trey Goodwin, good morning, Matt and Fathead. True, as promised, I cried. So in light of that, please help it make sense. As I had them taking Barmore. My head still hurts, thank you. Maybe they don't love Christian Barmore. And he's still on the board. Is P.J. Williams better than the cornerback Samuel out of Florida State? I think with P.J. Williams, you just have a guy that you know what he is. And I don't think you're comparing an either or there. The Saints are going to pick up a boundary corner. I mean, they have to. And if they don't do it in the draft, they're going to do it in free agency with an affordable veteran. Everyone keeps throwing out Richard Sherman. Maybe that's the guy, but anyway. Let's see. Chris, hopefully Asante Samuel Jr. will be around. James Morgan, LSU baseball. LSU Arkansas tonight. Maybe we'll fire up a little companion show. We'll see how it goes. Shelby, Saints draft grade in rounds 2 to 6. They're great with undrafted free agents. They suck at first round evaluation. This pick has Peyton written all over it. He's too smart to go with the easy pick. Well, Shelby, what's the easy pick, man? Like, what was the easy pick? I mean, we all could have had our druthers, you know. But I'll tell you, like, when they took Ruiz last year, we were all shouting linebacker. The next day, whenever they cut Larry Warford, it made sense. They knew they were cutting Warford as cap casualty, and you know, they needed a lineman. So let's see if they kick Ruiz down to center this year and McCoy out the guard if he plays better. Charlie Cavell, Truax, what's up? Jason Truax came out last night. Appreciate y'all. Stephen Miller, morning from the Sazerac at the NOLA Airport. Yes, sir. That's an early morning, brah. Already getting started. Casey Landrum, bit surprised to see Waddle taken before Smith. Yeah, you know what? I think, honestly, Casey, had Waddle not gotten injured against Tennessee, he might have been the guy we were talking about as the Heisman Trophy front runner. Hang on. Drew's backpacks, people. Y'all shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. 6 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Of course, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. We slung about 80 Hudco hats in about 5 minutes last night. I mean, as soon as we sort of officially opened up the draft party and told people come register for the gift card and all that stuff, people came up to, hey, man, you got the hats? And boom, I mean, gone. I mean, 80 hats in about 5 minutes. Place was packed. I mean, great crowd, great turnout. Thanks to everybody who came out last night. Let's see. Zach Lee, Mike Tatillier's football goat. Mike told you all for weeks, Trey Lance number 3. Mike told you for weeks, Trey Lance number 3. Trivia, be honest, you were disappointed about the Saints pick. Well, I mean, I guess I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I would have preferred a cornerback, but if they didn't believe they had a cornerback worthy of a first-round pick, I mean, I could hear them out. No camera crew. Brady Smith, interesting to hear Burrow texted Chase yesterday morning saying, pack your bags. Yeah, they knew what was going down. Mac Jones, New England, made me want to throw up. Seems like a match made in heaven, right? Scone After Dark is undefeated. That's true. We're 2-0. Stephen Mill, how about Danny Cannell? Stephen, I saw that you quote tweeted him. Bro, honest to goodness, I unfollowed Danny Cannell like 2 years ago on Twitter, and I just don't even, like, in my world, he doesn't exist. Like, Erica will tell you this too, like, in life, in work, in social media, in sports, whatever, like, if you piss me off or you're rude or whatever, like, I just put up a wall, and if you're on the other side of the wall, you just don't exist in my world anymore. Like, you just don't exist. And I'm good. Like, I don't fret over it at all. But Danny Cannell's on the other side of the wall. Like, I literally don't even know who he's working for anymore or anything. He's just whatever. Really hoping the linebacker from Notre Dame would have been the pick. Yeah. And likely what's going to happen is I think we'll look back. It's going to be natural for a lot of Saints fans, like just like last year, right? I mean, Saints took Cesar Ruiz while Patrick Queen was still on the board, and so people are naturally going to look back and go, "Why didn't they take Patrick Queen?" I mean, it's fair. William, that's part of the draft, right? William Doty, how about 100% capacity at the box? I really hope so, William. I mean, I really hope. Well, I mean, they will allow 100% capacity. I really hope that they hit it, man. I hope it's packed this weekend. John Call, a bad message to who? You sends a great message to any future players that their coach will support a decision a player feels best for them, not some random grandpa on the internet. What was that about? Replying to Clint. I don't know what that was about. Lowell Cormier, Jacksonville had an easy draft, just took Clemson players. Hey, that ain't a bad idea. I mean, they got Lawrence and Etienne. You replace Leonard Fournette with Etienne, obviously, and you got your franchise quarterback. So, all right, y'all, I got to wrap up here. We got to get Drew to St. Lillian. I'm going to go really quickly here. Tyler Coleman, Saints did fill a gap they needed. I'm good with the pick. Hopefully we can get Cox in round 2. I don't think the Saints are drafting an LSU player. Tom Machida Thomas, Matt, good morning. Who would the pick be if the Saints, who would have picked in the Saints spot last night? Just asking. Oh, if I were the GM. Thank you. I would have likely gone with either the linebacker from Notre Dame or best cornerback available, maybe Campbell, the kid from Georgia who went a pick later. But he's kind of a smaller kid too, right? Let's see. He is Tyson Campbell is. Never mind, he's 6'2", 185. I thought it was smaller than that. Okay, I'd have taken Tyson Campbell. Done. All right, y'all. Shelby, easy pick is the one that needed ASAP. See, Shelby, it's just not how the draft works, man. I mean, I hear you. I do. It's just not how it works. I mean, like, that's how we think about it. They don't. They think that they're going to be able to get starting players throughout the draft. I've talked to enough coaches over the years to know that's how they address it. They think they're staying true to their board at a position of need. They wanted to go defense. They took the best player they thought was available there, and they feel like this is a deep draft at receiver and cornerback, and they'll be able to get guys in round 2 and 3. I mean, I'm telling you, that's what they're thinking. So you say it's an easy pick, but you're not in the Saints scouting department. Neither am I. So I know that's not going to be popular because people want me to rant, rave, and cuss and scream. I just wanted them to go defense, and they did. So, okay, y'all, I got to get going, man. I got to get Drew out of bed, and I got to get him over to St. Lillian. So please like the page, share the post on Facebook, over there on YouTube. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Locked on LSU coming up. We'll assess the rest of the draft, preview LSU Arkansas series. So thanks for being there, y'all. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you for Locked on LSU and AFR 3. Peace.